everyone. Welcome back to Orientation Video Part 2. We're going over course recommendations and expectations. And I actually already recorded this once, but I guess I have a 15-minute time limit and ran out. So I'm going to try to do it a little quicker this time. So I'm not going to read through all of this because you folks know how to read and you're adults, so you can do that. And I don't want to bore you to tears, but I'll hit some highlights. Obviously, you need regular high-speed internet. You need a laptop or home computer. Don't do this on your cell phone. Bad idea. There's no prerequisites, but I do recommend having taken English 1A. There's a lot of writing. You got to cite sources. You have to read college level material and synthesize it, analyze it, and spit it back at me in an essay format. So all of that is definitely college level reading and writing skills. However, if you've not successfully completed English 1A, it doesn't mean that you can't be successful in this course. Just means you might need to work a little bit more, right? And then also, please do not jump into the weekly assignments without doing the reading. In college, 70% of what you learn is on your own through engaging with course material, and 30% is usually learned from like lecture or lab or some sort of classroom activity. That's very different from, the K through 12 system where most of what you learned was in the classroom. So that means that you're going to be spending on average 3 to 5 hours per week in a 3-unit, 18-week class on just homework. And then another, 2.5 hours or so lecture. So on average, you're looking like 8 to 9 hours per week for this 3-unit course. All right, so make sure you set aside that time, make sure you do the reading and prepare. Please do not try to jump into the assignments without doing the prep work. So I know that Canvas has this supposedly helpful to-do list. When you first log into Canvas, it has a little to-do list and it has all your assignments for all your courses that are due for a particular week. I hate the to-do list, and here's the reason why. When you click on it, it takes you or tries to take you directly to the assignment. Sometimes mine will actually show that it's blocked. It's not blocked or it's not locked. The reason why you can't access it from the to-do list is because I want you to actually go through the course material before you do the assignment. So that means you need to go into our course page. You need to go into modules. You need to click through whatever module it is, week 1, chapter 1, start at the top, go through the reading, and then access the assignment, because if you don't, you're going to run into problems. Now, I will note, if you're one of those people like, I really need to know the questions, so as I'm reading it and I'm listening, I can start gathering information. That's okay. Click through all the modules, right? Click through next, get to the assignment, read the questions, write them down somewhere, and then go back to the top of the module and start. That's fine, but I don't want you trying to skip over all the course material. That's the building block of the assignment, right? Okay, guidelines and etiquettes for the discussion boards. So in a nutshell, number 1, we need to have college level academic discussions. So that means research-based, evidence-based. It's not about necessarily how you feel or what you think pre-research, but rather actually reading the material, engaging with the material, citing the material in the discussion board to help build evidence for your position. When you use evidence in writing something, it becomes not just your opinion, but your research-based position on a particular topic. So that's what we're looking for, right? Also, be open-minded. We got to be careful that no matter how old we are or how long we've been on this earth or how much we've read, that we are always open to having our assumptions, our positions, our opinions challenged by new perspectives, new information, and new ideas. So always be asking yourself, what do I believe? Why do I believe it? Do I have any research to back it up? And then, what other new perspectives, ideas, research that is coming my way potentially does it or does it not change my position or my political opinion? That's being really a student, if you will, a lifelong student of politics, and really is I would argue, a great way to approach life in general, right? So be open to other perspectives, and then be careful. You are free, of course, to share your views and opinions, but we want to avoid any sort of language that would be classified as sexist, racist, ethnocentric. The list goes on and on, homophobic, so on and so forth. You get my point, right? So we got to be respectful of one another as we express our ideas and opinions. That said, I do want to make sure you know I'm not here to indoctrinate you. That is not my job. My job is to present information and for you to decide how you view the world, what kind of government you want and you don't want. So you'll notice on the homepage it says essentially the goal of this class is first and foremost for you to think for yourself and afford others the liberty of thinking for themselves, right? So our job is not to indoctrinate one another, but it is to have discussion at an academic level about different political views, models, theories, ideologies, and even different political issues, right? Okay. Zoom etiquette policy, we don't do live Zoom, so this would only apply if you attended a live Zoom, like a office hour or a study session. If we do that or you attend one of those, then the Zoom etiquette policy applies. Accommodations, if you already have accommodations such as extended time for the timed quizzes, there's weekly timed quizzes, they're multiple choice, please make sure I get that paperwork. All right. And then if you have any sort of existing verifiable physical, medical, psychological, learning, or other disability that you feel impact your ability to be successful in your college career, please make sure you reach out to the DSS office, and the phone numbers are there. All right, academic misconduct. Don't cheat, don't plagiarize. Simple as that. Don't have someone else do your homework. Don't copy and paste from the internet. Do not borrow your second cousin's homework who took the class 3 semesters ago. I've caught that. I've caught plagiarism on multiple occasions. I'm not saying I've caught them all, because I'm quite certain that I've not caught them all. But I do catch students doing that. Just don't do it because you get a 0 on the assignment, on the exam that it is found on. Now, it does not necessarily mean you fail the course completely. We actually are not allowed to fail a student specifically for plagiarism. But if you plagiarized multiple assignments and multiple essay exams, potentially you get enough zeros, you could in fact fail the course, right? All right, sexual misconduct. Unfortunately, if you are either the victim or you witness this, please make sure we do have an existing policy at Merced College and a process for speaking up and saying something about it. So there is a link there to that. All right, drop policy. Number 1, if you don't get the introduction discussion done, I do reserve the right to drop you so that I can make way for students on the wait list. And then after that, if you have excessive absences, which I define as failing to log into the course at least once a week, or skipping more than 2 weekly discussions. So like if you didn't log in and you skipped discussion 3 in week 3 and discussion 4, then I reserve the right to drop you, right? Here's the thing. Don't rely on me. I'm a human being. Sometimes a student that should have been dropped does not get dropped. And ultimately, it is your responsibility to drop yourself from the course if you don't want to finish it. So if you don't log in for weeks and you just assume I drop you and I don't, you're probably going to end up with a grade and most likely it's going to be an F. You cannot come back and say, Ms. Mendez, you didn't do your job. You should have dropped me. Not my responsibility. I reserve the right to drop you, but the responsibility to drop is on you if you don't want to finish the class. You get 3 attempts at any class. 3 attempts. So if you withdraw, that counts as an attempt. If you fail, that counts as an attempt. That would leave you with only 1 attempt left. If you attempt 3 times and are not successful, you actually have to go to another college to take the course. So please keep that in mind. Don't get too many of those withdraws. Late work policy, on the discussion boards, I don't generally do extensions unless you have some sort of medical or bereavement, reason. And that is because I allow you to skip any 2 discussions of your choosing. Please note, don't skip them back to back unless you talk to me first, because that is grounds for being dropped. But, other than that other rule, right, you can skip week 3 and you can skip week, 10 assignment, okay? And I do that because I want you guys to have the flexibility. If you're sick, your kids are sick, you got a crazy week at work, or you got a class that's extra demanding this week, I want to give you the flexibility of maybe lessening the workload some weeks in this course. So because I allow for that, I don't tend to like to do extensions on the discussions. However, on the quizzes and the essay exams, I will do short extensions if you let me know beforehand. And again, it has to be short extensions. And the reason being is I don't release, like on the multiple choice quizzes, I don't release the answers until all students have taken the quiz. And once I release it, I don't let you go back and do the quiz late. So got to be a short one, but if you email me, I can extend it for a short period. All right. The next part of the orientation is just the schedule. I'm not going to do a video because you can read through a schedule on your own. So read through that, and then there'll be one more orientation video on the next page of the module.